Hello everybody, welcome to Malta. As you can see from the background, on a really gorgeous balcony with like the sea down below. I have never been like somewhere with a more heavenly view. I was kind of like umming and ahhing, like, am I gonna film this? Am I gonna vlog this? Because I just want to enjoy it. Like, I haven't been on holiday for a long time where I haven't been thinking like, oh, you know, what content can I get? Let's take videos, let's take pictures. Like, I wanted to really just like not worry about it and not have that on the back of my mind, but I also felt like I can't not document it. Like, I'm having such a nice time doing some really cool things, and I felt like I wanted to share that, and I also wanted it for like my own memories as well. So I've decided to just change my tune and I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna like show you guys what I've been up to. There's a lot of those sort of men around here taking their cars out for a spin. So the first day we got here, we arrived, settled in, had a little bit of a walk around. We went to this restaurant that was like on the Michelin guide. It was nice, like ambience and everything. We sat on like the rooftop area, the like balcony area, just looking over St. Julian's, which is where we are. And then yeah, we had some nice food. It looked really good. I had like veal katsu, which I'd never had before. And we kind of just like settled in and just got like snacks and stuff. And then we honestly went to sleep so quickly because we had to get up so early. We've been like, both of us have been working up until going on holiday. So if I'm being honest, we were just both like knackered. We kind of went to the areas where the clubs are, but most of the time we were just like in awe of the view. In Malta especially, they mold the buildings around the kind of terrain and the rocks and everything. It's just stunning to me. In the morning, we literally just chilled out and just like admired the fact that we were on holiday together. It's our first holiday together. So I feel quite grateful just to like have the sun come into the room and just have this balcony, this view to look at in the morning. And then my partner had actually booked like a Michelin star restaurant, which was the first Michelin star restaurant I've ever been to. He's like very knowledgeable about food and good restaurants, so it was kind of like a no-brainer really. So we headed into this place called Valletta, which is the capital city of Malta. We had 3 courses, we had some champagne to start, and the service was impeccable. It was incredible. It was really, really lovely. It felt beautiful, and I just was like on a high. The view was just gorgeous of Valletta, like the whole harbour, the city. So we had a lovely drive actually on the way to where the ferry was to go to Gozo. Just saw the views of just like the land. Just gorgeous, honestly. I feel like I'm in a different world. I feel like, you know, in a sense, I go back in time when I go to places like this because it's so historically dominant and there's so much history in the place that's been preserved. And I felt like, yeah, the views were just amazing. The entire experience, you know, just driving around was lovely. There were so many points where I was like, Anas, can you get like the camera out? I want to get a picture of this. We arrived at the like ferry crossing and hopped on the ferry, drove up, which is kind of like low-key stressful, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the getting in and off the ferry was, you know, there wasn't a huge amount of like good direction. Like, I did feel myself getting quite stressed. Driving around as well, like people around Malta are definitely like a lot more, not aggressive, but like just, you know, like in England, people are a bit more like people pleasery and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, you know, they're a bit more hesitant. Like, no, they just go for it here. They're just a bit more forthcoming, I think, with their driving. Anyway, whatever, like it was good practice and just good for me to like experience that and like get used to like driving in another place. First time I've ever driven in like a place that's not the UK. So that was a cool experience. Anyway, we got to Gozo, we went to this castle, the Cathedral of Assumption, I think, and it was just beautiful. We got so many great views. It was lovely to see like the kind of ruins of this, you know, in kind of like the 15th, 16th century, or even before that, there would be like walls around an entire area, but people would live in the walls as, you know, part of like a village, basically, like a whole community, and then there would be like the castle in the middle or the cathedral in the middle. You know, there would be an entire civilization within the realms of this wall. There is a word for it. I'm going to put it on the screen because I'm so annoyed that I can't remember this word, but you'll know what I mean when it's on the screen. It's lovely to see those sites and just think about, you know, who would have lived here, what was the lifestyle like, you know, just that sort of simple life. I love letting myself go back in time and just imagine what life would have been like, you know, in a certain period of time. I'm not used to driving so much, and obviously for long periods of time as well. So I was like, right, let's head back. We got on the ferry, and then we decided to go to like an Italian restaurant in St. Julian's that, again, Anas had found. There's like a lot of Italian culture. So we went to this really kind of very precious Italian restaurant, and their kind of USP was the fact that their English wasn't very good, but obviously their cooking was fantastic. And I really liked that. I thought that was like really cool that they owned the fact that like they were quite clearly very traditional, very you know, they were all Italian natives, and yeah, it was just, you could tell therefore that the food was going to be fantastic. We had a lovely starter of like sort of fried aubergine, like rice and tomato, mozzarella and anchovies actually. So that was nice. And we obviously had our pizza, had pepperoni. We decided to get some wine, gummy bears, and just head home. And again, we end up just like sleeping straight away. We're just like knackered. Honestly, we're trying to get so much done in one day or a couple of days that we're here. So it is pretty jam-packed. Anyway, that leaves us with where we are today, which is, I've just woken up, done my makeup. I'm just wearing this because I'm cold, but I have got like a cute little top underneath this. Gonna put on some flared trousers and head into Valletta, I think. Just have a look at the old town. I'll get some pictures of that and do a little voiceover. So that's where we're at, and I'll take you through my little journey. I just realised I never even showed you guys our Airbnb. It was just gorgeous. The interior was lovely. I've done a little video on TikTok for that, but our surroundings were also lovely. This was like the view outside. Me and Anas decided to head back into Valletta. We popped into a spa briefly but decided against it, and instead headed to a local cafe and got a croissant and just had a little chat, pondered over our time so far, read a bit and enjoyed a really lovely coffee in there. The service was fantastic. Walked up and down Valletta, and then we headed to the beach. We found this gorgeous cove. I feel like everybody thought we were like freaks because honestly I was like in a bikini and everybody else was in jumpers, but I don't even care. I was like in my element. I loved that place. We then headed back and just had a little explore of the other areas in St. Julian's. We picked up a smoothie and got ready for dinner. And at dinner we went to this place called Grain Street, on the Michelin guide I think, and we discovered a new drink called Kinney. We had like 6 courses. It was like the taster menu and it was just heavenly. We had this risotto which was just like ridiculous, and then this peach tart. Then it was time to go home, and I didn't get much footage of this because I was just knackered, but anyway, that was our little trip. Hope you enjoyed.